everybody, welcome to Aware and Care, your weekly prescription and dosage from Dr. Ambika Nair, who is the Chief Consultant and co-founder of Shantigram Group of Companies. Week after week, we're bringing you interesting updates on your health and what other remedies are available on the natural perspective to keep yourself and your body going along with your family. Let's welcome Dr. Ambika Nair to the show. Namaskaram, Doctor. Welcome to Aware and Care.
Namaskaram. How are you doing?
All very good, Dr. Nair. The time of COVID has been so very hectic for all of us. We have gone through different health conditions, aches, pains, and swellings and other things which were never there or we never experienced. All those have come out. But there was one particular thing most people talked about during the COVID season or during the pandemic. They said first is loss of sense of smell. Keep But I noticed that there are many people out there who go through this condition right before COVID also happened. There were like chronic cases of it, acute cases of it, temporary cases of it. Let's understand this condition called anosmia.
Yeah, absolutely. This is called Grana Nasha. Grana means smell, loss of smell.
Okay. So please explain to us, what is this condition, and is it only because during COVID people were more aware of this, or they are sublime conditions, reasons why that this happens, that some of us lose the sense of smell? We usually find that during cold, when we get, the seasonal flu or cold, we usually experience. But apart from that, what are the other reasons why somebody would lose the sense of smell?
Actually, some people are even born with that.
Wow.
Yeah, because loss of smell. So that will be congenital. There will be some, like a malformation of the bone also. Sometimes, like a smell will be little less, like a hyposmia. So they will not get all the smell. But see, we all need smell. Otherwise, we won't be able to taste our food. We won't be able to, smell the surroundings. If, it's very dangerous also. If you go to the kitchen, if like a lady who cooks, like even a mother who is going to the kitchen, if she cannot smell the gas, means if the gas is on, it's very dangerous too.
Okay.
Yeah. So decrease the power to sense smell. Sometimes it will not be there. So then only that our Grana cannot be they cannot get anything from there.
Okay.
So causes like the way you asked. So it can be like mild to moderate. Okay, so it like sometimes it will be like a chronic sinusitis, any nasal congestion, nasal polyp will be there, hypothyroidism, any upper respiratory inflammations, and some people will have like a head injury, damage to the there are like ethmoid bone also is there, and certain antibiotics they react to that. And even in multiple sclerosis, there are so many things like hypoglycemia, epilepsy children also, so many patients will come and tell. Even fibromyalgia will be there, even smoking, schizophrenia. Yeah. And even COPD patients, like a chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Stroke people also, they will tell that because the IV cannot smell of, and some zinc deficiency, asthma patients, allergy patients. And sometimes, little cerebral aneurysm, so that, that the flow of the blood will be less in the brain. So, such cases also, sometimes in pernicious anemia, so many causes will be there for that.
This is like a Pandora's box, one simple question, and there's so many things attached to it. But the first thing that you mentioned that even caught my attention more, that you said that some people are born with that. So somebody who's born with that, how can he or she even explain that they cannot smell something because they've never experienced something, right?
No, they will experience, because actually even in children, because it will be congenital means, because they cannot smell. Some foul smell is there. Okay, anything, that even they won't be able to smell it. Then parents will understand that they cannot smell it. Even, so like a potty smell, you understand, no? And the urine smell, anything. So they won't be able to tell, but when they are like 3 years and all, but we all smell, the child will not show that that attitude means, then we will understand.
So basically, is there a possibility they get one type of smell for everything, whether flowers to potty or to medicines or to food? They do not get different smells. They get just one standard smell.
That is in hyposmia. So in certain cases, they will get.
Oh, okay. There are
Okay,
so many.
some cases they will never get it. That is, some obstruction also will be there. That's what, like especially nasal polyp and all, they will not be getting, both the nose will be blocked. And even after surgery, like dryness will be there. So many, like
aspects of it.
roughness.
Mhm.
And it is all like a vata get, like a capsized over there. Dryness only because of that.
Mhm. That I thought it was a very simple question, and there will be some basic home remedies, but there's so many aspects to it. And I'm not even sure what my next question should be. But there's also one more point before we get to all the other aspects of loss of smell. You did mention that smell and taste are related. Many a times
Yes.
humans love to smell our food, and then we already imagine the taste of the food. So does their taste but also get affected because of loss of smell?
Certain cases it will be there. Some cases only smell will be, like smell will be affected. And certain cases they will not. But like when the smell is not there and taste is also not there, they don't feel like, they lose the appetite. They don't feel like eating.
Absolutely.
So they lose the weight. Weight loss will be there, and they get into depression.
Okay. So, so today, of course, we will not touch on the taste aspect of it. Maybe we will take one more episode to understand loss of taste. But yes, we do, when we have a cold or a common cold, we do see that when you have cold, people lose a sense of taste also. And of course, it's all related to the loss of smell. So today's episode, we're talking about loss of smell, whether it's temporary, long-term, or, it is just due to a reaction to certain other underlying diseases. Now, you mentioned so many aspects of it. Now, is there an age group that you have most often seen that people are affected?
Age group, I have seen like in, like at 40, 45, like even 35 and all. Some people will come and tell that because I don't get the smell. In aged people, actually it is very common. I don't get the smell. But, like so many people come to us.
Okay. Now, what kind of dosha is this associated with?
This will be related with vata because the dryness comes. And, it will be more with the kapha also. Yeah. So, like, especially in, like a kapha dosha, because all the line of treatment will be different actually. So, kapha will be more. Like a mucus accumulation will be there.
Yeah. So, the people who are having this loss of smell, do they also experience nosebleed, or it's just completely a different aspect?
No, if it is like a very much obstructed, like then epistaxis can come, or little slight bleeding can come. It's not a must that they should have bleeding.
Okay. So because I'm assuming that somebody who doesn't have a smell or losing the sense of smell, he's constantly rubbing the nose to check if there's something wrong with it.
No. They know that. They will tell that they are used to that. They will tell that because now I don't get into that actually. Because
so are there any other physical discomforts because of this condition? Any pain or itching?
The problem is, if what they are suffering, we should know that, because if it is with sinusitis, their speech also will be like a little bit different. That a nose block will be there. Okay. So the smell is actually, it is very difficult because it is a very different situation, I should say.
Okay. Now, loss of smell has different phases. I just want to touch base on one more aspect before we go towards the treatment. Some people constantly say that, I'm getting burning smell all the time, or I can smell blood all the time, or I can smell something rotten all the time. Is this part of the same condition, or it's completely different?
No, that smell will be related with that, like a digestion. Sometimes, that smell from the mouth or anything like that. And sometimes, little bleeding internally. So that is also there. Sometimes pus formation will be there. Even pharyngitis or anything like that. That may be the reason. The reason will be different actually.
So somebody has tried all the other forms of treatment and is at the doorstep of Shantigram.
Then only they come.
They do. And what kind of reports do people usually bring, Dr. Nair? I know, I'm sorry, I'm asking this question.
They will bring, like all the reports of like a CT scan about their sinusitis. They must have gone for even brain scan, MRI, every damn thing they will bring.
Okay. Yeah. So there's also injury related because of which, like Vesavago or any kind of trauma because of which somebody.
That is entirely, like very few cases only will come like that.
Okay. Now let's understand the treatment for this particular condition. Somebody has come to Shantigram, different age groups, whether kids or adults. And of course, seniors also, as you said, it is acceptable that, it happens to some seniors, but there is always some comfort which can come with the treatment. So what happens? Let's go through the process of understanding.
Actually, first of all, pulse reading is more important. Nadi Pariksha, and we see that whether it is kapha related but it will like a kapha vata actually, mostly. Then we do the treatment, especially, Panchakarma will be advised for those people. That is especially in Nasya treatment. That is one of the important, like how to get into your brain only through the nose. So that is one of the important detoxification in Ayurveda. Installation of medicine in the nose like drops. Like we go like increase the doses accordingly. And it removes all the mucus and toxins and it makes them to breathe better. And Dhumapanam is also given, Dhumana. So that is also, that is called herbal smoking. It is very useful in kapha dosha and leading to excess phalgam collection, so that all will come out. And even, we have like a Vamana therapy, but it is useful in, like excess kapha dosha increase. Yeah.
So that's interesting. So what is the course of treatment? I mean, is it takes weeks or do you do children?
Sometimes, like 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks, not more than that actually.
Okay. And in your experience of treating somebody with this condition, were you surprised at the outcome, or you were surprised that there's an underlying health condition that nobody ever observed and which has led to this? Any case study that comes to your mind which you were like very surprised and you want to share if it's possible?
So many people actually, because they say that because I never used to smell, even they never used to smell. So after 3 weeks of 2 weeks of Nazium and Dhumanam, and even because that the hearing was also impaired because of that, so we have given even Karna Puranam. So after which they tell, first in my life I started smelling the food. Otherwise, any perfume also they will tell that because I can't smell it.
So this condition of the nose where somebody has loss of smell, we talk about ENT. Now, what is the other organ which gets simultaneously affected because of loss of smell?
The taste.
Taste, yes, that's one important aspect there. And that is again, you're talking about losing loss of appetite, and people do not enjoy the food; they just eat it for the namesake. So, Dr. Nair, when you're talking about a loss of sense of smell, and it could be temporary. When you say temporary, what happens? I mean, how long is that phase? Is it because even during pregnancy, some women's sense of smell is strong, sometimes it's zero. Is it
that they will be having, I told underlying process, we had to find out what is the root cause actually, and do treat for the root cause. Sometimes, a hormonal imbalance will be there. So maybe, a little hypothyroidism or asthma or any allergic rhinitis, chronic cold will be there, any ear infection also. So the blockage will come.
And does the sense of sight also get affected because of this condition?
It's not much, but that they will get pressure with the sinusitis. That's all.
Okay. And any headaches and those kind of situations?
Headache will be there with the, like a nasal polyp means they will have constant pressure on especially on the forehead.
Okay. Now, this condition, is it more muscle related or bone related, or just the structure of the nose?
It is all.
It is all of them. Okay, like friends, I was just saying earlier that this condition is something very, it's a lot of curiosity is coming, sort of questions are coming to the mind, and we are taking up as it comes to understand what this condition is and what aspect of it is involved. And like Dr. Nair just mentioned, it could be either 3 or it could just be 1. That is only done through the pulse analysis and the treatment options that are coming. So Panchakarma is done, and usually when the Panchakarma is done, what kind of reactions or positive reactions do you see that from them, that
we will see actions?
Okay.
Yeah. So positive, because they will feel that, that heaviness in the head is coming out. It is all, because it becomes very chronic cases only comes to us. Not like, oh, I don't have smell. In certain cases, it will not stay more than 3 weeks or something like that. So if it is like continuing for like years only, they come to us.
Okay. Now,
Okay, so yeah, and we tell them, like what food to be taken, what exercise they should do. It's not that every time. Then what dinacharya they should follow at home also. So we give them like what they can, like we do the different way of nasya. So what they can do at home, like Anutailam we will be giving them so that they after the treatments. And they will be putting like like 2 drops after taking a steam or washing the face with the warm water and gargling and doing pranayama and not putting so much of oil on their head. Okay, application of oil is important, but not keeping like 1 hour whole night or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it all depends upon the case actually.
Okay. Now, doctor, one very common thing that everybody has spoken about in the last 1.5 years is loss of smell during COVID. And some people have not got back their sense of smell, or some people feel that the first symptom is basically loss of smell. I want to hear from you. What is your experience and what do you want to share with people?
Yeah, I have treated a lot of cases actually. So many cases came to me because actually loss of smell and taste was also there because of the mucus accumulation and the breathlessness what they underwent.
So there is treatment and hope for even patients who have recovered from COVID and still have loss of smell to get treated and come back to the normalcy.
They have come to me also. Some people have come to me like post-COVID, like doshas, and we have taken care of them and they are doing very well.
Now let's get to the diet plan for somebody who has this condition and also to avoid this condition. Can this condition be avoided?
Of course, actually we tell them, like a strong perfume should not be used, like exposure to the dust and fumes, pollens, like where you can avoid, you should always avoid such things. And, like allergic areas, like cement factories, like when you see such people, they always tell that, they are prone for all these, like conditions. And so much of cold water on their head, exposure to breeze just after the head bath, this all to be avoided actually. And, like if it is, like according to the dosha, we'll be prescribing them the diet also. Yeah.
What a beautiful mystery this body is and what can trigger so many problems. It is just not, I'm not able to comprehend that. Now, let's also understand somebody who's smoking, who's constant, who's addictive to smoking, or some people sniff certain things just to get sneezes.
You are absolutely right. I forgot to tell that smoking.
Okay. So, I forget the word that they put it in their nose and then people start sneezing after that. So
yeah, especially in in India we can see so many, they will be putting something in the snow. We have in Ayurveda also, like
that's interesting. So today's episode, we're talking about loss of smell. It could be temporary, long term, and of course, most of the times it can be taken care of through medicines, and the symptoms or the conditions can be leveled out where you can come to a comfort factor. The most important aspect, which Dr. Nair, if you just missed the episode, of course, you can rewind and watch it. She did mention it's a very big safety hazard. It is very important that the sense of smell works, whether it's due to gas or fire or any other hazard that's happening. Smell is a first response to certain reactions outside, which is, it's even in the animals, no, Dr. Nair, that animals smell first and they realize that there is danger around. So smell is an important aspect of it. Let's get to some more home remedies and understand what foods can be included in the in our daily diet to avoid this and take care of it.
Steam is very good. You can put, if no oil is available, you can even put a little bit of ghee, 2 drops in your nose. You can try all those things. And taking warm water always, gargling, and see that your ear is not blocked. Nose will be blocked actually, because this is all connected with the gestation tube. And taking the food, not to take any yoga, like kapha increasing things, like mucus increasing things. So that should be like milk and milk products should be avoided. Taking very cold food at night should be avoided. Especially, in Ayurveda, we always say that after sunset, you should not eat anything very cold.
No ice cream box for anybody in this. Okay. Now, any other massages that people can do, warm or cold compress to help this condition? Because is there a swelling also involved in some cases, or is it just
Swelling and all, because it all depends upon the case, Madhavi. If I tell them, to do cold compress, they will do, and if they get into issues, that's not a good thing.
Okay. So please, friends, once again, very good point to mention here again. Please do not try these home remedies on your own, but it's only to let you know that as simple as these medicines, home remedies, your condition can be treated. But for that, you just a small visit to your doctor and to Shantigram or any other health clinic. Dr. Nair always mentions that it is not important that you go to one particular doctor, have opinions and get yourself treated. Do not suffer because of such conditions. Now, Dr. Nair, any other missing point that you want to mention?
Yeah, turmeric is very good actually.
Mm-hmm.
And even use of Chyawanprash, very good. Agastya Rasayanam is very good. Even Dashamula Haridagi. We have like so many, supplements also.
Mm-hmm.
It all depends upon according to the condition of the person.
Okay. And when you mention Chyawanprash, we have to mention to our viewers that an Ayurvedic Chyawanprash is completely different to an over-the-counter Chyawanprash that you're buying. Right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So to give an assurance to our viewers today about this condition of loss of smell, please your final words for our viewers.
See, everybody comes to Ayurveda when all other systems fail. Please feel free to go to any Ayurvedic doctor for your help. And, like now winter is going to come, don't expose yourself to so much of cold, especially the breeze. Cover your ear when you go out. Cover your head also when you go out.
That's a very important message. And once again, friends, this program is a very, very open discussion which we have with Dr. Nair, and we are really thankful to her to give us so many home remedies and giving us the assurance. And today's times when medical science has moved so forward and all kind of remedies are available. And the only problem there is that we do not reach out to our doctors on time. And if there is a condition and if it can be treated, it will be treated. For that, you need to go and ask Dr. Nair or any of the team members. Thank you so much, Dr. Nair, for today's episode. Once again, friends, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Every time a new episode comes, you will get a message. And apart from that, share these episodes with your friends. Many a time you send messages to me directly or to the clinic. Well, it may not help so much, but yeah, when you send a message to the clinic, they know that you are watching the episodes. And if there is any episode that they want, we can definitely cover it up. Right, Dr. Nair?
Of course.
Yes, so we look forward to meeting you in our next episode here on Aware and Care. Thank you so much, Dr. Nair. Namaskar.
Okay, take care. Thank you.